Hello, Eurovision fans. My name's Euan. Joining me today is the lovely Tim. Say hi, Tim.
Hello, hello, hello.
Are you excited to be here today?
Yes, of course. It's nice. It's nice to have like different variations because I'm always either with Rory or a guest. But I think we haven't had one since you've actually did my video profile for the
Yeah,
site.
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and so this is my first one of you for with Eurovision 2026, because of course we're going to be discussing Switzerland. So, I've said we are going to be discussing Switzerland at Eurovision 2026. This year, Switzerland will be represented by Veronica Fusaro with the song Alice. So, kicking off, Tim, do you like the song?
Yeah, I mean, look, um, compared to what it was last year, and Voyage was a very big hit with the juries. I don't think I can say that much about the public. Um,
Can I just say, most importantly, it was a hit with our jury because it won our jury.
yeah, yeah, no, that as well. But
The
I
most
would,
important jury, the one
yeah,
that really matters.
the most important jury to us, obviously. But I would just say that um, I think um, Switzerland got the right balance this year. I
Hmm.
think that. I think it's able to attract a wider audience. I don't know what it was about Voyage that something didn't click with everyone, but I personally love that. But I would just say that Alice is a bit more different to what they would usually send. I don't know if it's just the guitars that just like, making it sound a little bit different, but for me, I'm kind of liking this different direction of genre compared to what we've seen for the past couple of years. What about you?
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying about Voyage because it seemed to connect massively with the entire fan community, and then of course they got no points. Um, and when it felt like, yeah, 2025, everything's sort of coalesced around everyone. The ballot vote coalesced around a few countries, so I can see what Switzerland are doing this one. I personally loved the song.
Mhm.
Um, Sultry, easy listening. Could you can put it on at any time and listen to it and just fall in love with it. I think it was a good choice. Switzerland did have that, shall we say, infamous reputation previously, where they would only go for sad men. Now, don't get me wrong. If you followed any of our videos, I like a sad man in Eurovision.
I
Putting it lightly, but
mean, to be fair, though, for the past, what, now, 2026 and 2025, they have turned that around.
I
Um,
I mean, the one I think you would say is definitely not a sad man would be 2024.
yeah.
So,
And
but yeah, so like with Nemo, they've then completely
mhm,
gone wild and like going different. And I'm glad that they're continuing with this.
mhm,
They're not playing it safe. They're doing something a bit different. Will it do well? We'll discuss that further on. But personally, I like this. I think
mhm,
Veronica's a great singer. Um,
mhm.
Good vocals that work really well with the song. Coming to how they actually decide this, this was an internal selection. How do you feel about Switzerland's current track internal selections? Because they've not had a national final since 2018.
Hey, look, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's all I have to say about that. Ever since they went internal, I'm trying to just make sure I don't trip up here. I'm
Sorry, I
pretty
said
sure
2018, I meant 2017.
no, 2018 was selected
Oh yeah,
through
there was. I'm correcting
yeah.
myself incorrectly.
The fact that I remember that was my first season as a
Yeah.
as community outlet person, but yeah, no, ever since 2019 they have made it to the final. I'm trying to
Mm.
think. Yeah. So Luca Hani, yep. Jean, yes.
Lukhani, their first internal, which was also a contender to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't end up being that way, but yeah.
Yep.
Jean's
Marius Bear.
Tears, contender
Yep.
to win
Marius
both times.
Bear.
Marius Bear,
I forgot who
well,
2023
well, he
was.
qualified.
Yeah, qualified. I don't want to be a soldier.
Water Gun, not a contender to win,
What a
contender to do
gun.
well,
Yep. And then Nemo, and then
obviously.
Zoe. Yeah, no, all in the final.
See,
So, you
I
know,
I personally would I love the Gross Shadow show. And I
mm,
thought probably because it was absolutely insane with the way that they actually they did the Germans selected their song. Um and I've always been like, oh, they've got the quality, they've got the talent showcasing through. Why not bring it to national final? But then I've seen Austria this year. And maybe I'm thinking, let's keep with the national selection because yeah, don't get me wrong, I like what they chose, but let's face it, that shouldn't have been a national final.
no,
Um
I think people look, the way they do their internal selection is completely different to what they would, it's a multi-layered internal selection, which I like. And I think that people, it's not just like, oh, it's just all professional stuff. There's like people like, like ourselves that do go on jur these internal selections. So what I do like about it is that it's a it's basically a range of people. So you do know that, it has been thought through.
and I know that I people don't like songwriting camps in the Eurovision fan community, but they work. Like Nemo got their song
Hmm.
from a songwriting camp. They do well with it. And I think if they were to ever go to a national selection, I think that they should use like a mixed selection and have this select the artist, stick them in a songwriting camp, and do
Yep.
something like that. Because
Hmm.
I would like to see some form of public interaction.
So what I do like about this is that Switzerland's internal selection is that it's a range of people. So I know that, you know, even in our side of the spectrum, which like the Eurofan community outlet who have, experience of watching this, our opinions are considered.
And our opinions are the most important, but actually that's a lie. I hate your opinions on everything. But still. um yeah, so in terms of actually at Eurovision, they're performing in the second semi-final. At the minute, we do not have the running order. So we know that Switzerland will be in the first half of the semi-final.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that, their position there?
Mm, you know how they always say semi two is always the word, it's too open. And I'm actually being serious about this. Um, at the minute, I don't see Switzerland as one of the definitives. I think that's a bold opinion of myself right
Mhm.
there.
I
But
I do think there is a very small amount of countries that are confirmed. I've said this in the other videos. The only countries that are definite absolute 100% no's are Armenia and Azerbaijan,
Mhm.
and everything else is a potential qualifier.
Um, y- yeah, well,
So I think there's a large amount of room.
it can go. I think my concern is juries will definitely see this, as we already know with the Swiss entries. They always it always appeals to the jury, so they always
Mhm,
get points there. And the fact that on the semifinals we now have the juries back again, where there's definitely some footing in there. I'm
mhm.
just I'm just struggling to see where this would fit in because my concern is it's a ballad, isn't it? So you've got on the first semi-final, you've got other three more ballads. So you got Azerbaijan, you got Czechia, you've got Luxembourg. It depends on where it is on the running order for me personally to see where it would you kind of like get a feel about it. But there is a path for this. It's just whether or not how far it can go in on the televote. I know jury would
It's,
make it. It's a televote that I'm a bit
um,
like,
I
I
think this is something that's going to appeal more to the televote
really.
because if you look at all the other ballads in that, because although it's a ballad, it is more of a
Hmm.
pop rock ballad.
Hmm.
So there is nothing like that in the semi-final. My worry is this is definitely the sort of song that is really nice as a follow-up to a big open. It it would be a great second slot.
No.
Mm.
No. I think there's
Yeah,
another one. I'm not gonna give it away because I don't want to get canceled, but like I don't think it'll be second. I think it'll be
Um,
more further down in. I think
because yeah,
maybe
with the semi-final,
I think penultimate to last to that half. I think that would be a suitable thing for it, and on a high. But yeah, no, I think
mm,
that's where I am at the minute. Semi-final two is wide open. I cannot.
well, I
It can. I can't put.
we could this could release tomorrow,
Yeah.
our full running order, and we could be completely wrong. But I would say something like Romania or Armenia
Mm,
as the closer for that half. And this is like a big burst of energy in the middle of the section.
yeah.
Sorry, in the middle of that show. The thing is, I don't. Although these are ballads, there's not really anything like this.
Hmm.
Um, the good
No.
thing about this though is, although there's lots of ballads, and there's only a handful of countries that are definitely qualifying, like Australia, Norway, Ukraine, are the absolute 100%.
Malta, I think that could be a definitive.
I think they're not 100%, but they're definitely in the likely category.
Hmm.
But so that's for me. Those are the ones. So there's a big range
Yeah.
of ones that could and could not qualify.
Yeah. But I think there is a way for them, definitely for Switzerland.
Mhm.
Like it's just how far in, and we'll find out on May 17th how close they were or
The
weren't close.
thing, the thing is, Switzerland do like a moody staging,
Do we know
and I
who's staging this or do we not?
we at the time recording we don't have it,
Yeah.
but if past things are to go by, even 2019, 2024, the non-sad, dark, moody
Oh,
things
actually, I'm hearing
still a bit
Benka.
dark.
Benka.
Has that been confirmed?
Yeah, I just sorry, I'm in the middle of this and I'm just thinking, looking at our at what we wrote. Thank you, George,
Mhm.
for doing that. But yeah, no, apparently it's oh God, come on. Sorry, I'm struggling to do this here. Apparently it was Benka, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. Uh but yes, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I was just speaking to James about this the other day, what on the recording, but you know, I, we know how it can go with this one.
Yeah, and I think this is also it is a bit more difficult to stage this one. It's not as easy as some of the others where you could just purely have a
I think for
arc
me,
and
it's
bark. It's I
in
think that it would be difficult to get the tone right for this style of song.
yeah, no, I think it's more of it's not a song that we would it's not a song that we would see in a Eurovision. It's more of it's more something that you'd see like a musical soundtrack or something, like a background
Mm,
soundtrack for a TV. So I think that's my main concern is there it's a polished song. It's something definitely Switzerland would use, but it's more of how it would translate on stage. Because I know that I think it might be something that moves because we know that bank is staging. I also spoke about this with James and my UK discussion. It's more of there'll be a concept of some sort. It's how he said it. If you work with Banker, it's gonna be something. It's a performance that would have been thought of.
hmm I it might be a bit too easy to say just have a wedding like the music video, but the concept could
Mhm.
work. So if they're
Yeah,
wanting to keep that, but I don't know because they tend not to follow those things through, even though that which is one of my biggest annoyances when you have a great concept in a music video, but they just don't bother to actually try and take that to
yeah.
Eurovision stage. So if it were to get to the final, where do you think it would go? I'm personally of the opinion this is about like a 17th.
I you'll hear a lot about me because I'm recording multiple videos in one night. I said to James if the UK I did place UK 17th. I think I'm gonna place this one 16th.
Mhm.
I think
Well, you probably placed that like way too high.
I look
The UK that is.
no, but look. we know Switzerland, and if it does make the final, we know that Switzerland can do a top 10 without even pandering to the televote. Like, it can happen.
Uh, the reason that I'm thinking like sub 17th is in obviously I'm not saying exactly 17th, that ranges. They're much more of a jury country, but there is a lot of jury bait in this Eurovision.
You
So
think?
I could see them not getting those going for those high ones, but getting a consistent amount of likes of threes, fours, getting a nice respectable and a televote with it, and just middle table.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's more of I think it can get like lots of six or sevens more. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm a bit more. It can go between 13th and 16th. So like bottom left, high, top right. So I think it's middle of the road, but middle of the road enough for it to stand out that it could get middle of the road in the final
I
tally.
think firmly it's firmly outside. If it were to get to the final, it would be like outside of the 20 range. Definitely higher than that. I don't think it could see it getting top 10.
I love how you think that Switzerland will not do better than the UK.
I think the UK is coming bottom three,
Oh gosh. Anywho.
deservedly. Uh, but yeah, those are our thoughts. Do you have any final thoughts on Switzerland?
Um, I don't think I'll see them changing what they're doing. And I hope this pans out well for them because it's something Switzerland does try to give us something different each year, and I really hope that, it works out well for them.
And on that note, I look forward to next year when we finally get Romance Rap, which has been solely lacking in the world of Eurovision. I'm not even joking though. I genuinely would want that. Um,
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to like put this in the notes. So just like, if Romance Rap gets selected, see Switzerland discussion.
I will fully on board because Switzerland, keep doing what you do. Love you for just being yourself. Go wild. When you next win, though, please go for somewhere cheaper so I can actually afford to go this time. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tim. And
Thank
for
you.
viewers, don't forget to check out our other videos as we've teased some discussions about other ones coming. So check out our YouTube channel as well as some snippets on TikTok and Instagram. We will also be present in Vienna, where we will be on the ground covering Eurovision 2026 and everything beyond that. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you again. Bye.